I came on the 7th of August and I'm leaving back on the 15th. But mainly the main purpose of my visit here is, to connect Nepal cricket to different clubs over here. I think UK has a very good club system, club structure, and over a period of time we are trying to get our players to come over here and play cricket, because I think Nepal cricket, having qualified into the World Cup, I'm sure most of you guys must have watched the World Cup. Did you? Yeah. So sounds good. So I think that way we are trying to connect to the UK cricket structure as such. So we've been, I myself, Mr. Prashant Kumar, I think he's the one who's invited me over here and got everything arranged. Prashant Kumar, could you please stand up and yeah, he's the one. We are trying to link up Nepal cricket into like the ECB, England and Cricket Wales Board, as well as MCC. MCC is one of the world's most oldest and the most reputed cricket club, and we're trying to get our players come over here, because what we feel is next year we have the 2020 World Cup qualifiers in Ireland. So that way we want our players to come and get used to the local surroundings as such. Cricket is a game where you need to get into the local surroundings, get into the scheme of things. So that way I think if we're looking for, everybody's been very, very positive. So the main purpose is, like I said, to get connected, and this charity dinner as such, has been, arranged in a very certain reason. I'm very glad that, all of that you have come here, contributed, and whatever way you can for the benefit of Nepal cricket and cricketers. So thank you very, very much once again.
Thank you, Paras. Well, you've answered 2 of my questions today, but
yeah.
So we've skipped it. But going back to my initial question, London goes to life.
It's nice. It's a big city. See, I've been traveling like here, there, everywhere. You have to travel from one station to another. It's like an hour and couple of hours. So that way, it feels good. It's a beautiful city. I'm sure all of you, must have been are used to the system of the things that are here. And I'm finding it like the weather is pretty good right now. It's not so cold. But for me, it's cold, because I see like all these, youngsters, even my friends, like walking in t-shirts and shirts. And for me, like I need to at least have a jacket on, because for us it's like cold. So that way, weather-wise, it's pretty decent. So it feels good.
Fantastic. I think you bring the sunshine from all the way from Nepal along with yourself.
Thank you.
So you've just explained that you've been here for the benefit of the team and all the planning that goes through for what's forward for you. To help on that side, Ma, have you done any sort of sightseeing? Have you been around as much at all?
I've been through so many railway stations, so that's where I do my sightseeing. I go to Piccadilly, like City Square, this, that. See, I really haven't had time, to be very honest to you. It's just like meetings here. The traveling takes so much of your time. But then see, the whole purpose of the thing is like I can come over like anytime, just to see things, this, that. I've seen the London Eye, I've seen the Big Ben, I've seen the Westminsters, I've been around, just had a look around, but that through, in the process of through meetings and all that. So the whole purpose is, to get the right connection over here. The whole purpose is not to like sightseeing and see all this. Of course, when you walk through the same lane, you get to see all those buildings as such. But the main purpose is just to, get Nepal cricket, globalized, get the people to know. As Nepal also can play cricket and is a part of the cricketing structure, so that's what the purpose is all about.
Absolutely. So going straight to what you just talked about, following up that, 2014 has been, a great year for Nepal, especially for the team and yourself. The fact that you've actually put Nepal team in an international arena and actually brought, you didn't necessarily bring the trophy back home, but there was a lot of sense of pride with the game. The fact that, the way that the team performed in the arena and the way that, you came back with fabulous excitement for the country. Everyone had that sense of pride. Everyone was posting on Facebook, and the country was going through a sort of like frenzy there. So just tell us about the whole journey in a nutshell for us. How has it been through the journey?
It's been something of a journey, like you said. It's been amazing, the amount of love, blessings from everyone. I would just put it down to like straight Plimper words. Blessings from everyone. From the time that we have come back from the World Cup, it's been like everybody wants to get to know as to what the cricketers are doing, what cricket is about. And I still remember when we were in Dubai playing the World Cup qualifier. There are a lot of Nepalese in Dubai, working and earning a living for themselves. And before we played the final game against Nepal versus Hong Kong, like that was the only game before we qualified into the World Cup, there was like a period of 3 to 4 days of, you know, break. And then like I was in my room, and you know, and there used to be like a tap on my door saying knock knock. I said, like, all of a sudden I opened the door, like there used to be a Nepali guy, like Paras just didn't World Cup खेल्नु पर्छ है. And then like okay, we'll do our best. But then I shut the door. Thank you very much. And it's like happening every hour. हुन्छ नि. Somebody just used to come to my door and knock on the door and say like, we have to play the World Cup. We have to play the World Cup. हुन्छ नि. I think after that, during that period of time, that 3 days of time, that's the only time I feel that during the time that I played cricket, I really felt that pressure. Okay, now, you know, people, like this thing is getting really, really serious. So that way, I mean, see, we went into the qualifier, the main game, went into the game, executed our plans, made it to the World Cup. I think the real impact came after the World Cup. I was in Bangladesh, like playing the World Cup, and after the first game, you know, we won against Hong Kong. We came back, you know, we're in the hotel. I saw pictures like, you know, people at Basanta Darbar Square, Patan Darbar Square, everywhere, all over the country, city squares, मान्छेहरु जम्मा भएर हजारौं मान्छेहरु प्रोजेक्टरमा for the first time हुन्छ नि, जस्तो वर्ल्ड कप हेरिराख्ने बानी, फुटबल वर्ल्ड कप, क्रिकेट वर्ल्ड कप, then first time नेपाल आफ्नै देश पुग्दाखेरि चाहिँ they saw the whole your own country playing हुन्छ नि, then I felt हुन्छ नि, I wish I could be in that crowd हुन्छ नि, just to see what they must have felt हुन्छ नि. And that I think would be one of the most satisfying moments for me as a cricketer and as a player. So I think it's been an amazing journey so far. Like I said, I think everybody is really, really keen as to what cricket can do for Nepal, and cricket has a very, very bright future. In spite of very, very limited resources and, you know, backing up, we managed to get into a World Cup. So imagine if we, you know, we put the structure in place, put the right people into administration, get the game going. There are a lot of youngsters, school cricket, I mean college cricket, all these kids who go to college, they come up to me and say like, "Dai, म पनि World Cup खेल्ने, कसरी खेल्ने, म टिममा कसरी पर्ने हुन्छ नि." These guys come up to me and it's a very important stage that we are going through, and I hope, you know, we can set a system and a platform in place for all these youngsters to, you know, perform and make sure that Nepal plays in every World Cup from now onwards.
Thank you for that. I think you're on the absolute right track for that. Going back to the World Cup, I'm sure there was a lot of pressure to the outer day, but were there any sort of challenges within the team that you had to face as a team? Because obviously it was the first time you were playing in an international arena, so it wasn't something you can sort of plan for it, but you sort of cannot, you know, prepare for what's got to be there. So were there any sort of challenges that you faced as a team, and like was this something that you had to cope as a captain since you were leading the team?
I think for the Nepal cricket team, the challenge more than on the field, it's off the field. You know, you have to fight against the system for so many things that you, I mean, for the benefit of the cricket and for the cricketers. So, see, on the field, I think most of us have come through that age group system. I started like under 15 back in 2002 December. So from under 15, under 17, under 19 to the senior team, we've managed to, you know, do well. And there's a whole generation of cricketers that has managed to, you know, do well, perform well. But then our biggest concern is like, what next? You know, we do not want to be known as a team or a country where, you know, once upon a time, एका देशमा नेपाल थियो, 2014 को विश्वकपमा खेल्यो, and त्यसपछि कहिले पनि केही पनि भएन, हुन्छ नि. So if for that not to happen, we need to put the structure in place. I think the word system and structure is something you'll see me talk in every interview, every like interaction that I go through or talk to. So I mean, see, there are a lot of struggles. The pressure is always there. See, playing for a country, I would be lying if I say the pressure is not there. But then we are used to the pressure. It's part and parcel. It's like, you know, waking up and brushing your teeth, you know, going into and playing a game, you know, in front of thousands and thousands of people. And we are blessed. Everywhere we go. We go to Ireland, Bermuda, England, Australia. Anywhere we go, there are a lot of supporters that, you know, come and support. And back home, it's crazy. Like 15, 20,000 people every time we play. So I mean, for most people, it's an eye-opener. Cricket and cricket World Cup I think that showed a new perspective as to what happened. Is like, I think everybody became happy. It's not that we're not talking about political party, we're not talking about a cultural this, that, whatever. As a Nepal cricket, the whole country took it up. So I think two passions that if I think everybody appreciates it, and we are very, very lucky. We are blessed that, you know, there are so many people out there supporting us, want us to do well. And we are trying our best, we are pushing ourselves every limitations and to do well in the best way we can, and we hope, you know, we'll get that support from everybody out there, and we'll try and, you know, put the best results possible.
Absolutely. I think the part of the support also comes to the fact that you're very passionate about the game yourself. That comes and rubs on to someone else when you're talking about it. People are actually mesmerized with the fact that because you bring in so much passion into the game. And hence, I'm going to go back to how your journey started. We all know you've led the teams through under 15, under 17, under 19, and so on. And you were always meant to be the absolute leader of the Nepalese team. It was in the making, and no one's surprised for that. However, taking Nepal in context, because taking sports like cricket, as in question, as a career is rather daunting in Nepal. It's very much something someone would consider after a long. It is a hobby. I used to play it as a kid. But when it comes to a stage when you want to go, what I want to do in life, that is not something people would normally go to. However, you have taken that leap of faith and it's worked for you. So how did cricket turn from hobby to aspiration? What sort of gave you that push that you needed?
I think there are some of school friends that I know here. I'm very glad that they're here. I think, I never took cricket. I think cricket is something that has pulled me. I was destined to play cricket. There was a time period when all of us, we live a life here. We just talking about it. 16 वर्षमा एसएलसी सकिन्छ 2 वर्षपछि +2 गर्ने +2 सकेपछि 12 जाने बाहिर गएर पढ्ने whatever हुन्छ नि मेक अ करियर कोही एजुकेसन कोही दिस दैट whatever for all of us we could have easily chosen a different career but then like I said the sheer passion for us and we just loved the game we really didn't care about anything and we even after playing the World Cup there are still things that I mean there's no career or whatever we're not getting paid there's no contract system as to nothing as such but then there's the passion for us to play for the country and we kept on pushing and we pushed such boundaries that in spite of very very limited resources we managed to get into a World Cup अनि नेपालमा चाहिँ कस्तो छ भने we always complain हुन्छ नि यो भएन त्यो भएन अब of course it is अब बत्ती छैन पेट्रोल छैन हुन्छ नि अब लाइक कहिले अब नेटवर्क छैन like what do you talk about internet slow छ हुन्छ नि there's no मान्छेहरुको व्यवहार राम्रो छैन but मैले पनि if हामी पनि त्यसै भन्नु न यो छैन त्यो छैन भनेर बसाए भए सायद आज हामी वर्ल्ड कप खेल्दै खेल्थेन होला And thanks to Mr. Pubudu Dasanayake, who is our coach, I think he's one man who created that vision. Then that's what I see. It just creates one. I think it just needs one person to create that difference. The exam, I think, can make a huge difference. Let's say, for example, if there's a room which has been like I don't know, there's been darkness in a room for like 5-10 years, it just takes a matchstick to light that room. It's just that moment of spark. I think that's something that we all should look into. And even for us, people still say, you guys are playing it through naam, so whatever. Of course it is, but then see, the reality part of it is we still need to get professional. It has improved from what it was. If you talk about 5 years ago, cricket is slowly, taking that priority. Not only cricket, I think sports in general. As a government, let's say, is thinking, okay, we need to invest on sports, cricket, sports. If we invest on it, I think all of us go through that phase in school. We are part of the physical education system. Just PT class, this, that, whatever. I think sports really teaches you a lot. Today, everything that I'm talking to you because of cricket and nothing else. If not for cricket, cricket is my identity. So sports whatever I speak, this, that, whatever. My character is, I think, not only me, the whole team. We have learned a lot through sports. So that's very, very important. We're in a transition phase. There are a lot of people out there back home. I meet so many people who want to invest into the game. Paras bhai, I want to 80 paisa invest. So we need to channelize this positive energy. We need to, set examples, the structure-wise, domestic cricket. The first and foremost is we establish our domestic cricket structure, and that way, a lot of things will, take care of itself. And for that, the first and foremost thing is the administration, prasasan pacha. The biggest problem we have, the whole country of Nepal is to right manche right thau mai chaina. We always, and then, like I said, we should stop complaining. Do what you can as an individual. How can you contribute? There will always be problem. Problem kahan chaina. But then for every problem, there is a solution. It might sound cliche, but then you need to think positive and move forward. And we have managed to do that. But then hopefully, we want to play international cricket regularly. It's as simple as that for us. T20 status. Once we get into ODI cricket, then after that, the financial matters, players, professionalism, everything will be taken care of. But then we are pushing ourselves. मेहनत गरिरहेको छौं हाम्रो तर्फबाट सक्दो प्रयास गरिरहेको छौं राम्रो गर्नको लागि. Let's hope we'll end up on a brighter note.
Well, followed on what that you just said about the fact that the interest that's garnered after post World Cup, about people coming to say Paras interest I think you've played a major role in that, with the fact that you've actually gone on to national television and addressed issues that you've had in Cannes. That takes a certain amount of courage, I must say, because that would obviously, that's got a certain level of ramification that comes along with itself. But I suppose that comes from the fact that you have actually taken that leadership skill from being a captain to a step forward, actually being the fact that this is what I do, this is what we need to do, this has to happen. So त्यो गर्दाले, and obviously you've said that you've got that sense of support. However, I suppose the channeling people are a bit not sure of how about to go with it. So what sort of support do you expect from the general public, the youth, or the people who want to invest in you? So how about can they go about to sort of support your team and the creating itself so that it actually gets to where it deserves to be?
I think support-wise, I think we've been very, very blessed. Everybody's been very, very kind. But then I say, like, now it's about time we put the investment into the right place. See, it's about like the English Premier League. We're in England right now. We talk about Chelsea, Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, this, that. How did club football started in England? It's like all the communities getting together. We had Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea. People collected money from their houses, they formed a club, and that way, every person who paid every penny for it was, looking after the club. They were looking as to, like, if I had put my money into my club, they were looking as to, like, के भइराछ त हुन्छ नि मैले पैसा इन्भेस्ट गरेको छु कुनै क्लबमा त्यो एउटा प्यासन एउटा कमिटमेन्ट एउटा रिलेसनशिप बिल्ड भयो नि त आई थिंक दैट इज समथिङ वी नीड टु डेभलप नेपालमा दैट बिलोंगिङ हुन्छ नि इट्स नट जस्ट अबाउट मनी कस्तो हुन्छ नि द वे वी थिंक इज आज ल च्यारिटी छ अब आई वान्ट टु कन्ट्रिब्युट मलाई आई वान्ट टु डु च्यारिटी नट ओन्ली क्रिकेट एनी च्यारिटी हुन्छ नि म पैसा दिदिन्छु इट एन्ड्स देयर यु शुड नो त्यो पैसा कहाँ गइराछ whether it's being used properly or not. So that way, that's the most important context of everything that we want to do and move forward. So there are a lot of people who want to help us. Like you're talking about channelizing, how do we move about? It's about there's the school kids, the college kids, college students, this, that. There are corporate people. Put a structure in place. There has to be under 15, under 17, under 19 league format, under 19, because we have played against the guys like Alistair Cook is the captain of England right now. I played against him, Ravi Bopar, you name all these international cricketers. We have played against at under 19 level, have gone on to represent their country and are doing good. Why? Because after under 19, what most of us do is, I don't know, some of our cricketers have left cricket, gone for better opportunities, and that way the test playing countries like in England, Australia, India, they have a first class system, and they groom into the system and go on to perform, do better in the in the longer format of the game. So for us, we need to have that system in place, and with everybody's investment interest, and the support has to be there. And like I say, it's not just about putting the money. Everybody should feel, that if I am putting, I don't know, 1 penny, 1 pound, 100,000 pounds, dollars, euros, whatever, they should feel that, I am putting money into this system, then I should be at least, able to track as to what my money is being, used for. This, that, nobody's bothered. If you're not attached to something, do not invest on it. It's as simple as that. Charity doesn't, charity begins at home. I agree to that, but then it has to come from heart, and you have to have a feel for it. That's where it starts from.
Thank you for that. So coming back to where you said the funds, and we are doing this event in aid of the, the Nepalese Players Association.
Yeah, NCPA.
NCPA. I tried to go on to your site and Google it up, but there's such limited information about that.
Yeah.
But I suppose that's where you are sort of trying to get to.
Yeah.
So if you could spare some time and tell us a bit more about the organization, so that people have more clarity, hence they can actually channel their help towards you.
Yeah, we're in the process of forming this NCPA. It's called Nepal Cricketers Players Association. Basically, like once I go back, probably after I go back in a week's time, we are trying to establish this body into an organization as such. Because I get calls from all over the world, from Australia, Norway, Finland, you name it, like UK. That people want to I would like to help Nepal cricket. How do I contribute? Because most people don't trust the Cricket Association of Nepal. That's sad, but then see, that's how the system has been working. So, but then unfortunately, what has happened is things haven't been right at the cricketing administration as such, but then what we try to do is we are thinking of establishing this independent body, establishing this body so that we work for the benefit of cricket and cricketers. And it's going to be, like I said, a transparent body. Anybody, everybody out here today, right now, you know, who have come here for this event, you put in your money, you should be able to call me, you know, and ask me a question as to, you know, if you have put money into it, like I talked before, who is the money being used for? And we're trying to grow Nepal cricket into a bigger project, because jaile pani kasto huncha ni sarkaरमा depend hunu parne, cricket association Nepalma depend hunu parne, and all of us know the bureaucratic hurdles huncha ni what we go through Nepalma huncha ni. अब यो काम अब imagine all of us have the passport बनाइरहेको छ, हामीलाई कहाँ जानुपर्छ passport बनाउनको लागि चाहिँ यो कोठा त्यो कोठा त्यो कोठा त्यो कोठा हुन्छ नि. It's a real fact हुन्छ नि. It's not only that. So if you go to the government sector, so if you really want to develop things, why not, you know, start on a very positive note and a positive attitude. It's NCPA, Nepal Cricket Players Association, and it compromises of just the cricketers who have played for a certain period of time, 5 years, 10 years खेलेको खेलाडीहरु हैन. It's players-हरुको association हो. त्यो association, what we're going to do is we're going to collect as much resources as funds as possible. Then what we're going to do, we're going to use that resources for, I don't know, send our players abroad for, you know, coaching, training, have teams from abroad come to Nepal, play, maybe have our own ground if we have, you know, very good resources. So that way, no point depending on others. That's what we felt. Individual level, if I start a thing, it's like, okay, no, he's trying to, you know, make money. Maybe if somebody starts, he's like, you know, he's trying to earn money, this, that, whatever. So what we want to do is, we have an organization. We are we're like a family as players. So what we thought is like, we start an association, and this is the starting point. Like, I don't know, maybe like 5 years, 10 years down the line, when, you know, we become very strong, which I believe we will be. I'll say like, this is the audience, these are the people, you know, where we started this organization, and this is where the concept, you know, was, you know, given that tick in the box. So we're very hopeful. We want to develop Nepal cricket, and for the benefit of cricketers. Like I said, we want to prove through our work. You know, it's no point me talking hours and hours and, you know, saying, you know, what we're going to do. I think let our work speak. I request everybody out there to, you know, once everything gets set, I'll make sure that everybody out here is a part of that organization, and that way, you know, you feel as to, you know, what it really is, what it's doing, and then, you know, through work we prove. And we're going to do it that way.
Fantastic. So actions speak louder than words is your motto, clearly. So we've talked about carpet cricket. So something more about you. So as you've grown as, you know, the person that you are, you've been involved in cricket, so you were a player, and then you've gone to becoming a captain. So if you were to turn back time, what would be that one advice you'd give yourself?
Advice to myself?
If you could turn back time.
Maybe I feel that I should have trained better, worked harder when I was younger, because basically when we played cricket, like 2002, end of 2002, 2003, it basically used to be like camp. We used to go camp, practice, then after that it's like, you know, whatever. Kurio, and the camp training. I wish if I had trained harder at that point of time, maybe I would have become a much better cricketer. Not only me, I think for most of us. I mean, see, for all of us, we really didn't feel it. I didn't feel that, you know, I could make it to the senior team. I thought like, like, Binod Das, no chance. Shakti Gauchar, no chance. Mehboob Alam, no chance. Raju Khadka, no chance. You really didn't see yourself making that breakthrough. I thought like, the general average mentality, which you can't even blame, because the system is such that, you know, that's what it is. I wish I trained harder. And if I trained harder at that point of time, maybe I would have performed better than, you know, what I've been doing.
I think there's a bit of a self-critical person that's in somewhere that's talking, but because absolutely too, I think everyone in this room and everyone beyond this room would agree the fact that you've taken cricket in Nepal further and beyond than anyone would have expected. There's a new benchmark set for the team itself. So day Notma, I'd say you will be further. Don't be so self-critical.
Thank you.
A bit of preaching there. So a bit of a fun side. I've come to the end of the interview now. That's the end of my question there. So, but we like to have fun.
Yeah.
So of course we have to have a bit of a fun aspect there. So hence for our book section A, rapid fire. So you're on the edge, not edge really, but yeah, something along those lines. I will throw words at you, Paras.
Yeah. It's okay, no problem.
I will throw words at you, and you will have to answer that. Okay. You'll have to say the first thing that's popped on your mind when you hear the word. Okay? Brace yourself.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Cricket.
Life
Can.
needs to, do better.
Paras.
Honest.
London.
Amazing.
Come on, people. Come on. Finally, Rishi Damala.
God bless.
So at the end of that section, thank you very much for your time, Paras. I hope we've sort of given the answer to most of the questions there. But feel free to chat with Paras at the end of the evening. Thank you very much for being such a patient audience, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you, Paras.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.